Hey, what's up, everybody? So, sorry if this review isn't super succinct. I actually saw Nocturnal Animals a few weeks ago, so not everything is like perfectly fresh in my head. But I can tell you that I do remember enjoying the film quite a bit. The movie's basically about Amy Adams reading a book that her ex-boyfriend sends her, and it's kind of like a metaphor for their entire relationship that they used to have. So you're flipping back and forth kind of between the real world and the book world, I guess you can call it. And to be honest, I kind of thought the real world part was a little bit pointless, except for the ending, which I'm not going to spoil, because a lot of people were confused by the ending, and I kind of understood it, actually. Like, it didn't have to be, you're watching a movie telling a story about somebody else reading another story, if that makes any sense. But regardless of that, like, the acting performances in this movie are, like, awesome. And the whole movie, you think that it's, like, an Amy Adams movie, but I contend that it's probably more so a Jake Gyllenhaal movie. Because he kind of plays multiple characters, kind of. But the story that she's reading is pretty fucking compelling, because she's reading a story about, like, a small family that runs into a small group of rednecks, because it leads to, like, this really awkward, like, scenario, and then it just plays out for the rest of the movie. But the whole thing is, like, this weird, like, mind fuck. Like, there are people that could be, like, actually this sadistic and crazy. And one of the assholes is played by Aaron Taylor Johnson, who I've never really been impressed with. He was the main character in Godzilla, and he was also Quicksilver in Avengers Age of Ultron. I heard he was good in Kick-Ass, but I haven't seen it the whole way through yet. But, like, he was okay in Godzilla, and I just thought his accent was just, like, annoyed me, kind of, in Age of Ultron. This movie, though, he's fucking awesome. Which brings me to my next point, because Michael Shannon's in this movie, and he's also fucking amazing, as per usual. He plays this kind of like over-the-hill cop that's working with Jake Gyllenhaal, and he's fucking hilarious too, by the way. My one point of contention is that Michael Shannon did get an Academy Award nomination, and Aaron Taylor Johnson didn't. Because I personally think they both should have gotten nominated, honestly. Like, I thought Jeff Bridges was good in Hell or High Water, but I thought you could have easily weaseled him out and put Aaron Taylor Johnson in there, because he was really good. Like, he hit levels that I've never seen him hit in any other movie I've seen. And Jake Gyllenhaal's, you know, he's a fucking killer on screen, as usual. Ever since Nightcrawler, you're just like, this dude's gonna win a fucking Academy Award eventually. Some people said Brokeback Mountain, but I really didn't care for that movie, honestly. I thought it was boring. But anyway, all the male actors were really good. Isla Fisher is in it for a few minutes. One thing I will say that really pissed me off about this movie was the music. Like, it was fucking unbearable. Not for the whole movie, but there was 2 or 3 times where, like, the music, I don't know if it was, like, the director's idea to have the music up way too loud or what, but it just did not fit. Like, Amy Adams is walking into her living room at one point, and, like, the music is just so in your face and operatic and fucking weird, and I'm like, why is that happening right now? Like, the music was trying to really over-dramatize the fact that she was walking into her living room. It was too loud, and it didn't fit the scenario, and it just bugged the shit out of me. And that's not the only time it happened either. It happened like 2 or 3 times, and I was just like, who the fuck scored this movie? Then I looked the guy up and he didn't do anything special, so I'm like, yeah, it was probably his fault. And honestly, that's really the only, like, super negative that I have about the movie, outside of the whole, like, time jumping thing. Like, I like a good Quentin Tarantino movie, so time jumping is still, like, totally fine, but it was, like, a little bit jarring because it switched from, like, real life to, like, flashbacks to her old relationship to the story, and it was, like, it was a little goofy at times. But for the most part, it was tolerable. Like, it didn't take me out of the movie too much, but easily the highlight of this movie is the acting. The acting is just off the fucking chain. Michael Shannon is amazing yet again. Seriously, that guy is a fucking champion. And like I said before, some people, like, were confused by the ending. I kind of got it. Like, it's left a little ambiguous so you can draw your own conclusions, but, like, I had a pretty, like, firm grasp on, like, what that meant. And just the feelings that you get when Gyllenhaal and Aaron Taylor Johnson are talking to each other, like, in the novel part of the movie. It's so unsettling, and you're so uncomfortable the entire time, and I don't know too many other times that I've felt that way while watching a movie. You're just like, ugh. Like, that whole thing was, like, intentionally off-putting, and it was severely uncomfortable. Like, you just have this nasty thought in the back of your head the entire time, so, like, if that's what they were going for, they fucking did it. I haven't seen this director's other film, but I'm kind of interested now, because what he achieved, like, to get me to feel was pretty intense, not gonna lie. The structure might, you know, it could have done a little bit better, and that music was just fucking ridiculous, but literally everything else was awesome. And the way the fictional story played out was good. Like, this movie's got a lot of cool shit going on in it. If nothing else, I would say watch this movie just to see Michael Shannon and Aaron Taylor Johnson's performances, because they are just fucking ridiculously good. So for an overall rating, I think I'm gonna give it a good 7.4 out of 10. It does have some super dull moments that you're kind of like, you kind of want to fall asleep to it, but then it, like, picks back up in a few minutes, so it was a little, like, the pacing was really, like, jarring sometimes, but it's definitely worth the watch. But anyway, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Did you see this movie? Did you like it? Drop in the comments, let me know what's up. And if you want to talk about the ending, that's cool. Just put a little spoiler warning at the top of your comment, and I will gladly discuss it with you. Other than that, if you like this video, drop me a like, subscribe, all that other bullshit. Have a good day, and I will catch you guys later.